So the first one we have, Jay White. He won the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship at NJPW New Beginning.
New Japan's New Beginning. I cannot believe it. So, if people pay attention, Kenny Omega started this year as champion. He lost the belt to Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom. And now, here we are, a month later, and Jay White is now champion.
Yep.
How do you feel?
I think they're trying to do something different with New Japan. I think they're trying
New Bullet Club later, by the way, Jay White.
Right, and I think they're trying to get a younger audience demographic to come in because of Jay White's age and his appeal.
And he's good. He's not great, but he's good.
So I think they're trying to get a bigger, younger fan base, and I'm all for that because if you basically have more people watching New Japan, then you're going to get matches from New Japan in the United States besides the Cow Palace. And I can't wait for them to have more matches in the States so people can see this type of wrestling because watching on Access TV, these matches, they're phenomenal. They're great. And if you don't have Access TV, you don't see this. So that's why I'm hoping they'll have more matches in the States so people can see this.
I want to say something now. I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
There's been a rumor going around that AEW was blindsided Ring of Honor. Like, they did not know what was coming. They kept it to the best, and they didn't tell Ring of Honor what was happening, which is the main reason why the Final Battle hate review was made invented by Cody and the Bucks and SCU.
Okay.
They didn't tell Ring of Honor what they were doing. Do you think New Japan was blindsided? Because it feels like if they wanted to get the belt on Jay White, they could have done Jay White and Kenny Omega at Wrestle Kingdom, the belt on Jay White, and then Kenny Omega went on their way. I have a weird feeling they were blindsided.
I don't know. I mean, it's a good question. I'm not sure if they were or not.
But what did you want Jay White to pin Kenny Omega?
But if you're trying to get
the Bullet Club power struggle they were doing all year long, that was the storyline of last year.
And here's the thing.
And then you get to do it.
So now you finish the storyline and Jay White's
champion.
champion.
But that's the problem. You didn't start the storyline because Kenny Omega had to leave to go to AEW. Wouldn't you have done that at Wrestle Kingdom?
You would think so, but
that's my opinion. I'm just throwing it out there.
I don't think they were blindsided. I think what it is now is they're trying to
look
at their roster talent and figure who they can align with. Like Ring of Honor and other independent agencies that basically.
Well, Ring of Honor. I don't know if Ring of Honor and him are going to have a relationship after Supercard. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, but I mean, you want somebody to do business with, so that way you can have some talent exchange to get your product over in different countries.
All right. Well, I'll continue on, but we'll talk about New Japan another day. Go for it.
Finally, the Revival won the Tag Team Championship on Raw.
By the way, can I say something about this match? That nobody cared about that match when it started, but everyone was applauding it when it was over. What an amazing match that was. That was such a great match.
Because that was old-fashioned wrestling.
It really was.
I know.
The crowd went from, we don't care about this match. We're waiting for Becky to come out. We don't care about this match, to, holy shit, what a great tag match this was between them and Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. What a fantastic tag match.
All four of them.
It went 3 segments, I think, right?
All four of them put on a show. And I'm telling you that all four of these talent, they're fantastic. And, all I can say is it was a fantastic match.
By the way, Sal, I have a question for you. Do you think they put the belt on the Revival to say, look, you don't have to leave us, we'll give you the belts?
Oh, absolutely.
You think so? You think
because they could have waited and done this at like a pay-per-view, that they had to do it on a Raw. So I feel like it was a little rushed because of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting with AEW around the corner for everybody else.
So you're thinking this is a way of keeping talent? Is that it?
I have a feeling this is the way of keeping talent happy. Not keeping talent.
Happy.
Revival is not going to get out of their contract.
Happy.
They're going to say, okay, fine, you're not happy, we'll put this belt on you really, really want.
Because there was a lot of rumors in the window that the Revival wanted to leave.
They do, but they're not letting them out of their contract. They have like 2 years left on their contracts. Not letting them
now
out.
They can show up on AEW with the Raw Tag Team Championship.
and throw them in the garbage like a London Blaze? Yeah, there you go.
You know that's not going to happen.
Set fire to them.
Let's move on. I put this on here just to see if Sal can pronounce this. Go.
Is it? I was just gonna say, help me out with this. All right, hold on. I want to take a crack at it. You ready? Ready?
Go.
Mayu Iwatani.
Perfect. There you go. I'll take it.
Mayu Iwatani.
I think it's pretty accurate.
Hideo Hotami?
No. I'll show Dad the sheet.
Yes, Hideo Itami is the ROH Women's Champion. Yes.
Wow.
The Women of Honor Championship went to Mayo and Itami at a live event over the weekend. Like, it wasn't even at a pay-per-view. This happened at like a live event. One of those live events they put on the ROH network thing they do. The hell the name of the network?
Wasn't
the hell the name of their network?
Honor Club.
Honor Club. I forgot the name of their
Jesus
wasn't so she defeated Madison Rayne?
No, she defeated who the hell was the champion? Who beat
It's not Susie. The gatekeeper Kelly Klein.
Kelly Klein. She beat Kelly Klein. Kelly Klein lost the title. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
I was shocked Kelly Klein lost the title. I was stunned the other day. So much happened in like 4 days. You just lose your memory, but the hell went on. So much happened in 4 days.
Must be all that snow.
Yeah, I think so. I think the snow yesterday got to my brain.
I'll make sure something comes your way, Sal.
No, you know what got to my brain? Running the ER by myself because we had Ted Collins yesterday.
I'm making requests to Mother Nature, and you should get about 10 inches on Friday.
Oh, gee, that's
Anyway. I could be so lucky.
That's what he said. That's what she said.
Okay, now, the next thing on the list here.
Yes.
I was listening to last week. Normally we ignore the financial calls because nothing interesting comes out of it for us to talk about. I don't want to be bored talking about numbers.
There you go.
But this is not numbers. This is not about numbers. Last week on the financial call, listening to Wrestlenomics, and they were playing their normal thing. I listened to it just to hear all the stuff. And all of a sudden, Vince McMahon actually got to answer some questions for real. Like, legitimately. Didn't just hide behind Drew Barrios like he normally does.
You mean it wasn't scripted?
No. Okay. My point is, though, usually Joe Barrios gets thrown to answer all the questions.
Got it.
But someone jumped on Vince and said, here, answer me a question about Ronda Rousey. So here's the question and answer. There's 2 parts of this. So I'm going to play the first part. This has to do with Ronda.
Okay.
Ronda Rousey, again, Vince, I don't know if you're willing to, this is a little maybe controversial for you, but Ronda Rousey was an experiment. She built her brand on a different platform. She brought it with her to WWE. I see that you put the Evolution ad, which is awesome, on the Financial Outlook page, which is the Wall Street Keep page. And I'm just wondering, if she leaves, under this hypothetical question, let's say Ronda Rousey leaves the WWE, does that damage the WWE franchise, and does that make the experiment a worthy experiment to bring in people that have built brands elsewhere to the WWE when they may, in fact, then exit and hurt the WWE brand? I'm curious as to that experiment and your learnings from this Ronda Rousey experiment.
Well, again, we can bring people from the outside into our environment. It can't be just a one-off type thing, because then our audience realizes, that's not going to push the envelope well as far as their enjoyment of what we do. Nonetheless, bringing Ronda in gave us more visibility in terms of the initiative of reaching more women. And when you do something like that, it allows you to not just use Ronda's platform from a different nature to come into WWE. Ronda in of herself becomes a brand of WWE. It's a different Ronda than what you saw before in terms of UFC and things of that nature. So, and when you put talent, rub talent, so to speak, up against Ronda can help us make talent, and she's doing just that, and she knows how to do it. She's one of the brightest people we've ever done business with, and the fact that she is adapted to the WWE culture so fast, it really is truly an amazing salute to her as an athlete and as a human being. So the Rondas will come in and out, and when they do, as long as we know what those dates are, you plan around it.
All right. Sal, your thoughts?
I'm going to be completely honest. I barely heard any of that because that audio was terrible.
It's not my fault. That's how the audio was when I got it.
Kind of brings up 2 questions.
Go for it.
One, you get talent that was either in MMA or UFC.
Right.
And the success story that I see...
And Shayna is a good choice of that right now.
Right.
Shayna and the Horsewomen are a big deal there.
Is Matt Riddle.
Yeah, Matt Riddle too?
Matt Riddle and the gimmick he's got with Bro. I mean, he's getting over so well.
Bro.
Mm-hmm. He's getting over so well, and his skills are great, and he's a fast learner. So I think it's based on the individual on how they can adapt or not adapt. As adapted.
Riddle also has the independent on his back too. He was WWN champion last year.
Right. Ronda, I think she's still learning. It's a learning process, and she's still learning to adapt. And I won't count out completely, but here's something that came up. If you do a 3-way, triple threat with Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda,
why don't they 3-ways?
And Ronda loses because she's pregnant, she's going to take time off.
She's not pregnant yet. Her wording was, she's going to leave to have a family. You missed our conversation about this when she said, "Don't talk about my vagina." Her actual words. I'm not joking. That's exactly what she said. Don't talk about my vagina.
I'm not talking about that.
Well, you already talking about her pregnancy, even though it's public knowledge, and she talked about it on a YouTube video.
But I mean, if you put into that factor, that say she loses and she's taking time off to start a family.
But is she though? That's the question. Is she?
Here's the thing: her biological clock is ticking. And I don't know.
She's like in her early 30s.
Yeah, but her biological clock. Because here's the thing: when we get to the age of 40-ish,
she's not in her 40s though.
Hear me out. If you get to the age of that, between the 30 and 40-ish era, it becomes harder to have a normal pregnancy. So she wants to have a family now, and basically,
then choose a different profession.
Or adopt.
Sorry.
Well,
or adopt.
But here's the thing, right? If Ronda keeps adapting and she fits into WWE family, and then she's done being on-screen talent, she could become a trainer down the road.
But no, she won't do that. She's Ronda Rousey. She's not going to do that.
She will.
No, she won't.
She will.
Let's be honest here. She's not going to.
If they give her the moolah, she will.
Okay. So the other clip of this.
Go ahead.
I think I fixed the audio on the second clip. I think I just fixed it. I went in and did my audio adapter and think I fixed it. This is Vince right after talking about Ronda. He starts talking about the injuries that have plagued the ratings and attendance.
Oh,
exactly
no shit.
Yeah, that's the reason.
No shit.
Let me play the audio that we're talking about it.
The unfortunate aspect of sometimes in our business is that we, our performers are not cartoons. They get hurt. And this year, leading up to where we are now, we've had an inordinate number of injuries. And when you have injuries, and again, there's a whole bunch of them, Roman Reigns being principal among them, and even John Cena, not an injury type thing, but we thought we were going to have John, moreover, a part of our programming than we do. John, God bless him, is making more movies. And even John, I would think, would say, geez, I thought I was going to spend more time with what I love to do, which is WWE. He's only been coming in and out, so he's not really a part of our storyline. So you lose John, you lose Roman Reigns. In addition to that, we've had injuries. Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, who's one of our top female performers, was injured. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Bray Wyatt, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Braun Strowman, Dean Ambrose, Ember Moon, Samoa Joe, Occam from a new tag team, Jason Jordan, Fandango, Big Show, Seth Rollins. It's like you had all these injuries, which is really unusual for us, and they're characters. It's no different than if you were writing a soap opera and all of a sudden your main character wasn't there. You're in the middle of production. What do? Well, you very nimbly change, the storyline, but it's not as good as the original one. Sometimes it's better because we're pretty good at it. But those are the things that we're faced with, and one of the reasons why television ratings have dropped, and one of the reasons, obviously, from a live event standpoint, that's dropped too, because if you don't have your favorites on television, obviously you can't see them at a live event either. So we're wide open. Ronda's done an extraordinary job. There'll be other individuals coming from different areas that will join us on a long-term basis that will help us as well.
Okay, so
and that answers my third question,
while
too.
That audio is playing, Sal's like shaking, and Dad's coughing up a storm trying to talk. So I'm going to let Dad talk first, because he's been coughing up a storm over here. Yeah, you start us off.
Bullshit! What the hell is Vince smoking? I think he's been in it with Snoop Dogg doing, the wild thing or something.
Hall of Famer Snoop Dogg.
Hall of Famer Snoop Dogg.
But what the hell is Vince smoking? Okay, I get it. They're not cartoon characters. I get it. They're injured. But here's the thing. Most people have to realize the reason they do some of these, I guess you would call them extraordinary moves, is because they're told...
Copyright Finn Balor.
Because they're told by Vince and Triple H, make this match good. Make it fantastic. Do what you need to do. Pull out all the stops. And they did.